Okay, so I'm doing a quick review of the Turquoise and Water Buffalo from CBP. This is the full Yapp edition. So you're going to have, let's see if I can do this one-handed. You're going to have the full Yapp. It does touch on all three sides. So the measurements by AA, and then the quality control and the insertion that Church Bible Publishers does is just they've just done a wonderful job. Quality control has been amazing. Plus, on these, you get extra long ribbons because you still have that Yapp. So you got to imagine those ribbons are still coming out pretty far. I'll probably do a further video on this particular Bible. There is one thing I want. I'm gonna have to get more detail in another video. But there's one thing I've noticed. This is the red letter edition, and the red letter is just great. I didn't think I was gonna like the red letter. But I've noticed that it's actually, yeah, that's about right. It's doing a pretty good job. It's really, really close. I mean, extremely close to the Cambridge Cameo red letter. Really close. And it's very consistent, too. There's some areas that are just a slightly lighter, but it's nothing. Well, I wouldn't even say slightly lighter. I would say some areas are just bolder. So you're not really dealing with the differentiation of color. You're dealing with maybe just not as of a bold print when it comes to the text itself. But this Bible is just beautiful. I've been using the NASB for my for eschatology, and I like it for certain reasons. But I've tried the ESV, the NASB, and I find myself always coming back to the King James. And the reason for that is because I was King James only for so long that all my memory verses and stuff like that are King James. So I'm really gonna stick with the King James as far as my main translation for just like my everyday type Bible reading, personal devotion, and all that. But this Bible, just the paper, good paper. One thing I did notice is if you see these lines, they line up. The center column lines, they line up. Now let me bring out some the turquoise black letter edition. Let me see. I got all these water buffalo. Just now this one I've been using, so you can see the color difference too. That'd be good. You can see the cranberry. I mean, it looks like cranberry, and then you can see the milk chocolate. Let me get the milk chocolate Yapp out of the way. And what I've noticed is in the earlier editions, earlier printings, that on those center column lines, and here's not a really good example, but you can see the line doesn't match up. Now, this doesn't really bother me. I know it bothers some people. That's why I'm showing you that they've remedied the problem, at least with the red letter text. But you'll notice, like right there, that line, you can see that it's not matching. It wasn't lined, real well. And that's not CBP's problem. That's to deal with the printer. I'm sure that they noticed it, and you can see it in most places. You'll see where the lines just don't match. But in the newer editions, they match up just fine. And what that causes a little bit in these older editions is that sometimes one page will have a wider margin than the other. So, printer's error, but it's been remedied because I haven't had that problem with the full Yapp edition. So that is a beautiful Bible, though. Another thing I've noticed is, and you'll see it on my next review of the Thompson Chain full Yapp edition, along with the Thompson Chain Water Buffalo, to do a comparison, because I got the Thompson Chain in the regular Water Buffalo and the Water Buffalo Yapp edition. But what you'll notice is there's different textures. Now, this is the Thompson Chain. Yeah, this is the Thompson Chain Water Buffalo without the Yapp. And it's got more of a glossy, it's got more of a smooth texture. I actually prefer, well, I don't know. It's kind of like this one has more of a deeper grain. This one has more of a smooth grain, but it's got a lot of it. So it's got a similar grain, but it's not exact, which is nice because every hide's different. I think you guys know that. But this is this is a wonderful Bible. This one is, of course, I hold dear to me because, of course, it was signed by Brother Dennis, and that was just amazing. And just an update on that too. Let me try to get back to what I was doing here. I got so many Bibles in my car here trying to do these reviews. Let me get back to the Bible at hand. I believe this is it, unless this is the Thompson. This might be the Thompson. Yeah, this is the Thompson. So that's for the next video. Organization, Brian, organization. But I did want to show the red letter and then the differences on how things have improved. Some people might be asking, well, you said you're going to upload video of the table and a little bit of video I got of Dennis. And I'm going to, but I'm actually waiting for Brother Rob, which is Dennis's son, to reply. And if he doesn't soon, I'll probably go ahead and do a part two, part one and part two video of everything we talked about. Like what Bible layouts are coming out here soon, what ones are they bringing back, and just some really neat stuff. But I really want to get you guys an idea of how many scriptures they get out across the globe. I mean, it's just insane. I've never seen a ministry that is as small as they are, because they're not huge. They got one building, and they just do so much from that one building, and yet they get millions of scriptures in the hands of people. But let me get back to this real quick. So I'll be doing that video, and I might have to do a part one and part two video of that because of that reason. I want to get some more things I can give you on what they are doing, what they've accomplished in the ministry since they've been CBP. So I definitely want to do that. But you'll notice that okay, so we're back to the turquoise. This one has a smoother grain. It's a similar grain, but it's just smoother. And of course, this is the full Yapp. Now, one thing I noticed about this particular one out of all the other ones is this is the most supple liner. That's what's so neat about Bibles. This is a cowhide liner, distressed cowhide. And this one, you can see that? I'm actually moving it. But it doesn't feel like I'm going to tear it or I'm going to rip it or anything. But you can actually you see it move, and it's so supple. The most supple liner I've ever seen in a Bible is on this one right here. So you do have in the back, I've even broke this one in, so I'm being kind of careful. You do have your maps, which I know you've seen. You have your index to your maps, and you've got I think 16 blank pages for notes. So I know this is a quick run through, but I try to make them quick, and I'll go more in depth, but a little bit of a comparison, a little bit of an idea. Let me show you what the full Yapp Thompson looks like. It looks like next to it. This one has more of a gloss to the finish. This is more matte. So you will get even difference in the color. I kind of like the marbling color, which I don't know if I can pick that up. It kind of reminds me of the ESV Omega. The brown one I have, the brown Omega, kind of has the lighter spots really show up a lot more, and just very nice, where this one's more of a darker brown. So like I said, every hide's different. They all are awesome. And these ones have perimeter stitching, whereas the non-Yapp versions, or the lesser Yapp, or whatever you want to call it, don't have the perimeter stitching. So this is kind of like their version of a gilded line, which those corners are just amazing, the pleated corners. But so that's kind of like putting a gilding line without putting actual stamping in there. So it gives it that nice aesthetic look. All right, guys. So there's a quick, I guess, kind of a review, and I'm going to be doing more on that, of course, on a bigger video, and I'll be going to these Bibles, reintroducing these Bibles. Show them off just a little bit more after I break them in. But next video will be just kind of the first impressions on the Thompson Chain Full Yapp, which just is amazing. The May of 2018 printing of the Thompson Chain, paper print, amazing. So I can actually vouch for that. My son has one. I have two. And if you get the May of 2018 printing of the Thompson Chain through CBP, which that's what they're carrying right now, I'd grab it while you can. Because when they run out, I don't know when Kirkbride's going to be running another print, and you don't know if you're going to get the same good quality paper. This is the best quality paper on the Thompson Chain I've seen since I've been a Christian, and that's been since 1998, summer of 1998. And I've had plenty of Thompson Chains, and the paper on this one, this particular printing, is just amazing. Just awesome paper. So, till the next video, guys, good day, and God bless.